We're almost done with our exploration of Goldenrod. Only a few more buildings to go. And for the time being, I'm going to bypass the gym entirely. Can't blame me for doing so. This is the flower shop from Goldenrod, and, basically she's talking about the Sudowoodo on Route 36 that we've already encountered. And, what? It's too dangerous to have a watering can? Are you serious? What kind of pansy-ass NPCs are these? A watering can is dangerous. Wow. I am flabbergasted. There's really no other way to describe that. A watering can. Dangerous. Wow. Maybe that's what happens when you have super powerful monsters to protect you at every turn. You turn into that kind of horrendously weak pansy yourself. So, we're done with Goldenrod now. There was nothing of note in that building. So now, as you're probably going to notice, it's just past 8 p.m., so that means it's time for Buena's password! Tonight's password is tackle. So, I'm doing this just to demonstrate how it works. I did it on purpose. I recorded at this hour in order to be able to do both Buena's password and to fight that policeman on Route 34 as well, which I'm going to go to as soon as I'm done with Buena's password. So, in order to go give her the password, you go to the second floor of the radio tower, and by the way, this is the only time I'll be doing this in this entire playthrough. I'm not going to be coming here every night as I did in Crystal, because as I said, you can only get one rare candy per month out of this, so really not worth it. One per month compared to one per 3 days. Not a good trade-off. Anyway, the password is tackle. And there we go, I got my first and only point on my blue card. I think there's a prize whenever you get 1 point on your blue card. Yep, we got a prize, which is probably something not very good. It's just a basic Pokeball. Oh well, not that I'm complaining. I'm not gonna have to spend $200 on this one. Please join the show again. Sorry, but nope. You nerfed the prizes way too much for me to come back here. So, now that this is done, I'm going to head back to Route 34 to fight that policeman that you can only fight at night. Night is, as far as I remember, between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. in this game. So, while I do that, I might as well bring this up. I got a reminder from someone that you can get dust balls from the lottery at the rooftop of the Goldenrod department store. I was about to say the game corner. But yeah, you can get dust balls as the second prize on Fridays. So if you get lucky, you can get a few dust balls that way, which is the only way to obtain dust balls until you reach the Safari Zone, which is after the 6th gym. And if you choose to not go to the Safari Zone at all, then you're going to have to wait until Blackthorn City. So it's going to be your only source of dust balls for a pretty long while. Fortunately, they're not that difficult to obtain. You might need a few tries. Each try is for $300, whereas it costs $1,000 per ball. So now that this is done, I'll see you tomorrow for more. Okay, I'm done grinding my Hoot Hoot to level 6. Didn't really take much time, so as you saw, it has Hypnosis now. So I'm gonna put my male Hoot Hoot as well as my female Zubat in the daycare, which is going to produce, hopefully, a Zubat with Hypnosis. Well, not hopefully, it is going to. But anyway, now the two are in there, so I'm just gonna show you a good way to rack up a lot of steps quickly. What you're gonna want to do, you want to go all the way up through Goldenrod, then head back down the same way, and repeat until you get an egg. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will be right back. While I was trying to get an egg, look who called! It's the bike shop guy. He tells me that he's got a lot of business now that I advertised on his bike, and as a reward, he's going to let me keep the bike, which is good, because breeding would be a lot more of a pain in the ass without that bike. Thank God! Now, back to your scheduled programming. And once that guy starts facing left, that means he's got an egg for you, so that's what I'm going to grab right now. And those NPCs, when they find an egg, they say the exact same thing every game. I'm not kidding. Just compare it to any game that has breeding. It's a perfect copy-paste job. But this part is new, however, because what's going to happen now is that since I got my first egg, he's going to offer me, whenever he finds an egg, he's going to call me on the Pokegear. I don't think I'm going to need to do any more breeding in this LP, though. I might be wrong, but I don't think I have anything else planned. But if I do, then he's going to call me whenever he gets an egg for added convenience. So now that I got my egg... Youngster Joey! God! Oh my God, he took out a wheel with his top percentage Rattata. Come on, even for a Rattata, that's not an accomplishment. A freaking Weedle, God. Anyway, now, can I please go get back my Pokemon? Thank you very much. So how much is it gonna cost? Oh my God, $1,300 just to get those two out of the daycare. Wow, that was expensive. Well, it did take quite a while for me to get that egg. Hopefully it gets a good nature to make up for it. Anyway, I'm going to hatch that egg, and I'll be right back again. There we go. Finally hatching, and I used my Slugma that I got in order to make the process go a little bit quicker. Zubat hatched from the egg. So, okay. No thanks, I don't want to nickname it, so let's see what kind of nature I have. Summary, sassy nature, that means lower speed, boosts special defense. That's okay, I can live with that, and it's also got hypnosis, so... Well, that was just perfect! So, before I actually go and grind it, there's something that I completely forgot, and it's to go get the coin case. For some reason, I remembered it as still being in the underground, as it was in Gold, Silver, Crystal. But you have to talk to this guy and actually, accept his request for you to play the game in order to get the coin case. So, on top of grinding that Zubat, I'm gonna have to get a Thunderbolt TM for Gengar. Oh my God, it's going to take freaking forever. Wish me luck, because I am going to need it. Whew! Finally done with all that grinding hoopla. And as you can see, my Zubat now has Wing Attack, U-Turn, Hypnosis, and Roost, and it's at level 17 right now. While Gengar, well, it also got its Thunderbolt TM. So now I'm good to continue in the game. God, that took forever! That's why I gave you some Zelda in the last few days, because I couldn't continue this. And let me tell you, hang on a second. Okay, time out. I've already explained, that new game, it's Voltorb Flip, a game you can't lose at. Well, if you trip a Voltorb, you're gonna lose, but it's a game that's based on skill, not luck like most casino games, including the previous Game Corner games such as the slots, the card flip, and that kind of stuff. So, let me ask one perfectly valid question. Why did he get kicked for winning at a game that's dependent more on skill than luck? Of course, it requires some luck at some points, but still, it's a lot more skill-dependent than any other casino game I've ever seen. So, why did he get kicked out? It may just mean that he's that good at Voltorb Flip. There's only one explanation that I can think of, and it's that it's a line that was lost in translation because, you know, Japan had the standard Game Corner with the slots and the card flip and everything. No entry beyond this point where we're going to be going there much later in the game, though don't worry about that. So, yeah, lost in translation is my best bet because you can't possibly get kicked out of the Game Corner for a game that, you can't lose any coins at that game. You can lower your earnings by tripping a Voltorb, but you can't lose, ever. Anyway, I was about to talk about my grinding experience. What I was planning on doing to grind that Zubat was to trigger rematches against that Picnicker on Route 34 that had 2 Hoppips and a Bulbasaur. But something that I did not remember about this game was that you cannot have any rematches until you beat Apollo, apparently. Hang on a second. Apollo's his Japanese name. Archer is the English name. So you can't have rematches until you beat Archer. And this is the Pokemon Salon, by the way. This guy's the youngest and least expensive of the 2 haircut brothers. However, he's gonna raise your happiness a lot less than the older one, obviously. Now you might be surprised to see that I'm going to answer no, because I'm going to have a happiness evolution for that Zubat at some point in the future. But I'll be honest, I'm not swimming in money right now, and since making that Zubat egg also already cost me $1,300, I'm just gonna pass, and I'm gonna increase that happiness with good old-fashioned elbow grease. And Magnemite, well, that means trouble for that Zubat, so even though it's only level 7, I'm not even gonna try to take it down. I'm gonna send out a Gengar instead to do the job. But yeah, as I was about to say, no rematches until you beat Archer. Unless I'm wrong, I looked it up on the internet and that's what people said, no rematches until you beat Archer. So, I was forced to grind that Zubat on wild Pokemon. And let me tell you, the wild Pokemon in this game are horrendously underleveled. That and there's no Audino to help, which is a damn shame. So it took quite a while. I really wanted to get that Zubat up to level 17 so that I could at least have Wing Attack. And, well, I succeeded mostly thanks to the Drowsies that were on Route 34, the wild ones, that is, that are either level 10 or 12. Yeah, Bite and U-Turn made rather short work of those Drowsies, and the sassy nature really came in handy when the time came to take a confusion to the face, but still, took a while. But then again, there's worse. I'm not the one who has to contend with an invisible Zamboni steamroller of death, so maybe, just maybe, I should stop complaining and count my blessings. Now, if I remember correctly, over there, we're gonna get, Okay, yeah, I think I remember now. This is the photo studio, and... Okay, well, yeah, I remembered that, but what I don't get is why I have to, dress up as a Team Rocket member to get a picture. Look cool as if you own the world. Fuzzy Pickles! Yeah, you knew that was coming eventually. But, yeah, this was a very pixelated picture. Not very much to my liking. Anyway, we got one last trainer left in the underground here. I hope I have enough time to take that trainer down before time runs out. But something that I'm remembering right now that I wanted to talk about. I was talking about the Voltorb Flip game earlier on. There's a video that's in my favorites that's a pretty good explanation on, basic tips to get better at Voltorb Flip. So if you're not very good at that, you can check out this video and the guy will give you a few tips. It's in my favorites, but just so you don't have to wade through all of them, I'm also going to include a link in the movie description. Zubat level 18, good. That means only 4 more level ups before evolving. But yeah, check out the link in the movie description. It's going to explain really well how you can avoid beginner's mistakes in a Voltorb Flip and other stuff like that. So, this was the last trainer I was going to do today. So next time on Pokemon Soul Silver, we're not going to the gym. Nope, we're not doing that quite yet. Instead, I'm going to go and train a bit more north of Goldenrod on routes 35 and 36, because as you just saw, my Zubat desperately needs more levels before going into that hellhole. So I'll be seeing you then.